Welcome to ToppsTV's showcase of industry icons. Tonight's icon, Arthur Shorin, longtime Topps CEO. Today, Arthur will give us a first-hand look at where the industry has been, where we are today, and what the future may hold. So sit back, enjoy the show as Arthur tells us how it was from an industry icon's point of view. Arthur, let's get the ball rolling.
Alan?
How are you?
Terrific.
Tell me about Bazooka Joe. What does Bazooka Joe mean to you?
Well, Bazooka Joe, in some respects was my old man. His name was Joe. He was the president of the company. He didn't wear an eye patch. But Bazooka and Bazooka Joe represent, in many quarters of the world, a slice of Americana. Just as sports cards do.
The collectible business is very interesting, and it can even be quite fickle at some times. What were some of the craziest ideas you've ever tried in this industry?
Well, I think Garbage Pail Kids is kind of crazy. I mean, not crazy in terms of off the wall, but something that was really pushing the envelope. That was the outgrowth of a new product group that I headed. We had a meeting at which I said, you know what, forget about drawing. Just come up with a name for this product. And in 20 minutes, they came back and they said, Garbage Pail Kids. Now, there was a Cabbage Patch Kid at the time, and when I heard Garbage Pail Kids, I said, that is, I must tell you, I got goosebumps thinking of it. That was just right on. And then they said, what do you think they look like? I said, I have no idea. I really don't. Draw me some Garbage Pail Kids, but we have a name now. Draw me Garbage Pail Kids. And so they went out and they came back probably a week later with some drawings. I said, that's not it. So they went back and they drew some more. 3 weeks later, they came in with a kid cross-legged with a blast coming out of his head. And we all talked about that, and we named him, at that moment, Atom Bomb. And that was the genesis of the craziest thing that happened in my career.
Wacky packs, huge part of the Topps company history. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, Wacky Packages came about from this creative group with whom I worked that was made up of some very talented people. One was the head writer for Carol Burnett. Another one was an extremely famous artist. They were young people. One of them had joined our company when he was 16 years old. We would sit around the table and talk about ideas for products, but more likely than not, the conversations would drift off to all kinds of things, like making up new words, new English words. Yes, Pepsi Cola became Poopsie Cola in this. At some point, I don't remember exactly who or exactly when, but somebody said, you know, that's really cute. I wonder if we went to the supermarket and we took a look at a bunch of products, whether we could really razz them up. We decided to do just that. And so we left the meeting room and we went down to 4th Avenue and around 33rd Street in Brooklyn, and we went into a supermarket and we started pulling products off the shelf and saying, Chef Boyardee, what else could that be, etc. And that was the genesis.
What do you think about the modern day? You know, you came on in 1958, now we fast forward to 2007, and there's autographs and there's relics inside packs of cards.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Oh, I think it's fabulous. I think it's fabulous because I view sports cards as a form of entertainment. And I think the more entertaining cards can be, the broader the audience you're going to attract. We've demonstrated a really wonderful degree of creativity, and that's expressed in the relics, but a whole bunch of other things that are happening that seem to interest collectors, and now, of course, we're out to interest the kids as well, to bring those kids back. That's the job that we face today.
Well, you know, kind of to that point, I look back to when you started in the 50s, packs back then, 5, 10 cents a pack. Now you're looking at packs that could be 50, 100 hours a pack. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't think it's the same consumer who's buying it. I think there's a top for every pot. I think there's a market for cards that sell in a pack for $100. But I also think that there are categories of consumers that I mean, it kind of reminds me of the candy rack, if you will, because what we try to do with the candy rack is have our lower priced products lower down on the rack, because the kids with only pennies and nickels to spend are built closer to the ground. And as they get bigger, they can afford more, etc. And I think there is a market for different price categories, and I think it's our job to fill those opportunities.
So Arthur, are you a collector yourself? Do you have any favorite cards that you've collected through the years?
Well, I'm not. I always felt in my job that there could be the appearance of conflict with me collecting the cards, and I would want to avoid that. I collected them as a youngster. I probably had a 52 mantle card when I was a kid, but my mother threw my collection away, just like I hear a lot of people talk, and she really did. And I hope the heck that 52 mantle wasn't in there. At least I'll never know whether it was or not.
You know, there's a popular brand you've had over the past couple of years, Allen & Ginter, just so popular, so innovative. And interestingly, you have a card in there, which your tie, a relic of your tie, actually.
Yes. And
that card actually books more than the Mickey Mantle relic card.
Yeah. Listen, you're not going to take this one from me, are you?
We may talk. We may talk. Well, what do you think about that? An Arthur Shorin relic card being worth more than a Mickey Mantle relic card?
I am entirely flattered. I don't deserve it. I don't know why it would take on that value. Maybe because it's not just the colors on there, but the food stains. I just hope they don't make too many more cards, or I'll be out of ties.
Do you have a favorite Topps brand?
The Topps brand itself is my favorite. I mean, the word Topps stands for Americana and sports cards, and I'm very proud of that. And we've worked long and hard to build that brand name. It represents so much, and frankly, not just in America, but in many parts of the world.
Arthur, I wanted to thank you. I've been in the industry virtually my whole life. I'm a collector. I've been involved in the business. You've done so much for this hobby. I'm very appreciative to you. Thank you so much for spending this time with Topps TV to give your version of the Topps story.
You're welcome, Alan, and you flatter me as well, because you are very much a part of this industry as well. Thank you.
Thank you kindly.